Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Darren, and more stuff came out when it comes to racials and different allied races that we can talk about. So in this video, I'm just going to kind of braze over two. One of them is going to be the NIGHTBORNE and the racials that came out for those guys. The other one is the Hammond Torn, and kind of showcase you what they'll look like in terms of their models as a druid and some of their shaman totems. So let's first start with the meat of the topic, the NIGHTBORNE. Those guys are interesting, they look great, they're gonna be, I feel like, a great addition to the rest of the horde. Even though I feel like those guys kind of can lean one way or another, I feel like with the rest of the horde being mana addicts and all Blood Elves being mana addicts, I feel like it just fits, I guess, the idea. Talk about the racials. Ancient history, inscription skills increased by 15, fairly straightforward, professional racial. Arcane affinity, increases magic damage done by 1%. Now, when it says magic damage, do they even include holy? Does holy include as magic damage? Is it any kind of that's non-physical damage, basically? Chaos? Is that magic damage? It makes you ask a lot of these questions because it gives you, hey, of course a mage would be great, but can a priest, like a disc priest, and, you know, just smite the targets away, technically do slightly more damage and heal in a way? Is that a possibility? Next racial, cantrips. Conjure up an Eldritch Grimoire, allowing you melee access for 1.5 minutes. Awesome racial. There's been so many moments where I wish I was an engineer, and in most cases I am an engineer for all my tunes to have access to the auction house in Dalaran. But sometimes I wish I was an engineer that actually cared and worked up the profession so I can summon myself mailbox in the middle of nowhere. If I'm out in the middle of nowhere and I'm getting mail and I'm getting for items, or maybe if I just ran into a Mythic Plus right before that Mythic Plus or raid, I just bought all of my materials, all of my flasks, all my potions, and then I'll run into the dungeon and remember, oh wait, I forgot to pick them up. To be able to just put up a mailbox and then take the stuff out and use it would be so convenient. So I feel like Blizzard filled in this niche for the racial. I kind of like this racial and the Void Elf racial when it comes to transmogrifying and 50% off on all of your mogs. That's so cool, and very happy with that one. Dispel illusions. Draw upon your arcane sight, piercing illusions and invisibility within 15 yards. Basically, Demon Hunter Spectral Sight. Now, question, how is this gonna work? Do you see for a short moment everybody who's invisible around you for 15 yards? Or is it kind of like a one-time AoE pulse, and does it knock you out of your stealth? Because that'll be kind of cool. Also, does it start from you, or can you just like designate an area and try to dispel it? Is it a cast, or is it instant? That'd be cool if you could be a rogue and you're stealth and it doesn't take you out of stealth, and you could just pick a random area and then try to see if there's another rogue there, dispel it, they'll come out of stealth, you sap them, now you get the opener. That would be really, really cool. In terms of practicality for PvE, I can't really see a lot unless we get some invisible enemies within some dungeons, so that'd be kind of cool. But this is definitely a PvP racial, especially a rogue based, or for anybody who hates dealing with rogues. So I think this would be really, really cool to add in the game. Magical resistance reduces magical damage by taken by 1%. Pretty standard. And then Masquerade. Shroud yourself in illusion, taking on the appearance of another NIGHTBORNE. That's pretty cool. If you're somebody who loves to use toys to look like someone else, even slightly different, or maybe you're not a huge fan of whatever mog you're wearing right now, then this racial will work out for you pretty well. I think it's pretty standard, and so far, none of these racials are really like raising an eyebrow, like, oh, that might be really, really strong, like the Void Elves were. But very good racials, very standard, very interesting, and I would love to see how people utilize some of these racials going on into the future. Pretty satisfied with whatever NIGHTBORNE get. If you guys haven't got to look, there are some of the forms that the High Mountain Druids will be able to take. All of them have the moose horns, from bear to cat, to even the flight form. You're an eagle, a bald eagle with horns, which is awesome, and it looks like they have a moose travel form, which might be the biggest travel form we've had in terms of size, because a moose is pretty big compared to like the deer, and which made me think maybe that's just their mount, but no, their mount looks slightly different. So you're a moose who can turn into a moose, who can then ride another moose. So there's a lot of moosing going on around here, and I'm very amused by it. Besides terrible jugs, they also have great looking totems. I mean, this is probably some of the most well designed and detailed totems that I've seen, I guess, ever. I don't really remember last race or faction that had some great looking totems that I guess the goblins have like really good ones, don't they? I mean, they just look so or even Pandaren, they look pretty high res. So the fact that we get new totems, more detailed looking, high res looking, very Tauren in terms of a different style of Tauren, more of this Native American kind of I guess appeal for it. Looks great, and I'm very excited. I want to make a shaman now, and I want him to be a high mountain Tauren, but also want to make a druid that's a high mountain Tauren. I mean, I just want to do so much more with this. Anyway, that's I think just about everything that I want to cover for the day. There's probably going to be more stuff on the Dark Iron Dwarfs and Zandalari. Since we didn't see anything on Zandalari in the near or the past week, I don't think we'll see Zandalari for a while, and they might even hold off the Dark Iron Dwarfs for a little bit, because it seems like they're releasing, okay, one faction then the other, one faction then the other, and it'd be kind of weird to release Dark Iron and then just have Zandalari not completed for a while. But as soon as any of that comes out, I'll be make sure to make a video for you guys, telling you exactly my thoughts on it and cluing you guys in. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully you like this kind of short format videos. I just didn't want to take too much time, because just really quick, graze over it and kind of get through it. Thank you guys again. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see all of you in the next video.